happy Monday. Thanks for joining us. It's the start of a new week, and it's a cold start to the morning.
It's chilly outside this morning, but you know, the thing is, I feel like these types of days are what we typically expect.
It's normal for this time
around
of year.
this time of year. I mean, for some areas, we do have frost advisories, really short-lived. We do have mostly clear skies in place. A weakening frontal boundary to our north is helping to draw in some much cooler air. Look at some of these alerts, not necessarily included here across East Tennessee at this moment. But we have frost advisories. That's for areas shaded in the light blue. Freeze warnings for areas in the darker blue. We're continuing to highlight red flag warnings for the northern half of Georgia, where we have some very dry conditions in place. And right now we are watching the potential for perhaps a special weather statement highlighting some fire concerns that we may see across parts of the southeast as well. And we're looking at another dry week, folks, so concerns will still remain relatively high when it comes to some fire issues. We are tracking again a mixture of cloud cover and sunshine that'll be in place today. Not much in the form of precipitation for your Monday, your Tuesday, or even as we go into just a little bit, but no major concerns for precipitation for the time being. But we look ahead to the weekend and
Monday, we're glad you're here. It is a chilly start to the morning.
It certainly is, and I was not quite prepared for that.
I know we talked about it.
But boy, it let you know as soon as you walked outside.
It wakes you up, that's for sure. So jacket, sweatshirt's going to be needed this morning, but the nice part about it is this afternoon we're going to have relatively dry. There's a cold front to our north. It's a weakening cold front. It's going to be pushing to the south, and it's going to bring in some cloud cover, but no precipitation. You look around our region, we have freeze warnings. That's for areas in this dark blue. Frost advisories, that's for areas shaded in this light blue. For the northern half of Georgia, we're watching red flag warnings due to these dry conditions and breezier winds that we're going to have out of the northwest. And then we still have the potential again for some elevated fire concerns, primarily for areas off to our east. But I would be a little cautious, folks, today, because those winds will be picking up just a little bit. Cloud cover is going to slide through the region mid-afternoon. We'll have a mostly clear sky tonight, so a little bit of a cooler start to your Tuesday. Tuesday, we'll continue to see a mixture of cloud cover and sunshine, and then really not much happening, folks, up until the end of the work week and as we go into the weekend. This is your 7-day rainfall outlook. As you notice, we're not completely dry, which is great news, but it doesn't look like we're going to see much in the form of precipitation until this weekend. So here's a look at your long range models. Friday at this moment still looks to be relatively dry. Friday night we'll continue to see relatively dry conditions. Saturday, cloud cover.
On a very happy Monday to you. I hope that you're grabbing that extra jacket as you head out the door this morning, because you will need it. And I thought, oh, I'm not going to wear, you know, I usually wear some longer boots because I get cold. And I thought, no, I'm going to wear some heels today, little short pants.
I turn on the seat heater.
I mean, I feel like I turn it on every morning, even when it's like going to be super hot. We'll start to your Monday. Meteorologist Rebecca Sweet here, y'all. It's going to be a beautiful couple of days with temperatures back into the 60s and into the 70s. Keep in mind that our average high at this moment is in the lower 70s, so we're just a little bit below average today. We can grin and bear. We can make it for another day, and then we're going to continue to warm up as we head throughout the middle part of the week. We are watching a weakening cold front to our north. It's super light precipitation, folks. It's probably going to bring in a little bit of cloud cover for us. Not much in the form of a rain, which would be awesome, but just not in our cards. We have freeze warnings, frost advisories, red flag warnings, special weather statements, which may actually be issued for us here across East Tennessee, depending on what the forestry department says, because we will have some breezier conditions today, and we do have some dry vegetation. The elevated fire risk is primarily off to our east, but with that being said, folks, listen to local authorities when it does come to any burn restrictions or burn bans that may be in place. Cloud cover is going to increase just a little bit as we go into the weekend. We'll see some spotty showers pushing in from the north, and a better chance for rain will arrive as we go into your Saturday and Sunday. We'll have right here, has some light rain showers for the northern half of Kentucky, but overall it's not going to do much for us as it continues to slide to our south. There's multiple alerts in place across the southeast. Dark blue is for areas shaded in a freeze warning. Frost advisory for areas in the light blue. We do have a red flag warning for the northern half of Georgia. This area in particular extremely dry. And then those special weather statements highlighting the concerns for some elevated fire risks, which which we may end up getting here across East Tennessee as the day moves forward. The elevated fire concern at this moment is primarily off to our east. We do have some breezier conditions that will arrive today. Wind's going to be pushing out of the northwest with cloud cover sliding across the region. Not much happening in the form of precipitation both today, tomorrow, and as we go into your Wednesday. It's really not up until the weekend, folks, that we start to see the opportunity for more rain moving into our area. Let's jump.
Monday, we're glad you're here. It's a pretty typical start to your day this time of year, although we've been used to these warmer temperatures.
Well,
It's
a lot of
shock.
people have been asking what winter we're in, you know, because how
right. Which one is it?
So we're considering this one the locust winter.
Okay.
Considering what's blooming at this moment, but it's sure conditions in place today. Wind gusts out of the west-northwest up to around 20 miles per hour. Details on what you can expect with the warming trend this week coming up. Throughout the next couple of days, we do have a cold front that's to our north this morning. This frontal boundary is going to slide to our south, perhaps bringing in a little bit of cloud cover, some breezier conditions, but no rain. No rain at this moment. Boy, it's busy across the eastern half of the United States. We have freeze warnings for areas in the dark blue, frost advisories for areas in the light blue, red flag warnings, and then looking at those special weather statements across almost the entire state of Georgia. When we highlight some of the drier conditions and the dry vegetation, I mean, this is all leading to some of those concerns for elevated fire risks. Futurecast models, again, here comes that cold front. It's going to bring in the potential for a little bit of cloud cover. Maybe we can wring out a few sprinkles into the higher elevations, but again, I'm not banking on it, folks. We're not going to see much in the form of precipitation for both your Tuesday and your Wednesday, and see some changes moving into the region in the form of rain. Not an ideal time frame, I know, but it is nice to see some of this precipitation moving in. So here's a look at your 7-day rainfall.
Thanks for staying with us on this Monday morning, kicking off a new work week after a very pleasant weekend, mostly. And I know maybe, as you mentioned, some folks didn't love the rain showers that we got, but we needed it so much.
It was good to have a good soaking. Finally.
Which is why I'm like, sorry, we have more rain arriving this weekend too. Easier conditions with winds coming out of the west-northwest. A little bit on the cooler side as well. We'll continue to highlight when we'll see a warm up coming up. Not much in the forecast for us here across East Tennessee. We do have freeze warnings, frost advisories, red flag warnings, special weather statements highlighting some of the drier conditions that are in place to our south. So we have a plethora of colors outside of our viewing area. So far here across East Tennessee, we do not have anything that is an alert at this moment. We are continuing to watch those elevated fire risks primarily off to our east. Cold front's going to slide through. This frontal boundary is going to bring in the potential for a little bit more cloud cover as we head throughout the rest of the afternoon. Partly to mostly cloudy skies will stick around as we head throughout the rest of the day today. And then we don't have much in the form of rain up until about the end of the week, which I know timing-wise not totally ideal to have rain showers on the weekend, but it is going to be some much-needed precipitation. So hopefully we can kind of grin and bear and push on through. Here's a look at your long-range model. So this is one long-range model showing for the weekend. Of course, we'll continue to watch it for you, but we need the moisture.
Sure do. And the temperatures this morning are normal.